Let's head off to the upper Midwest and talk about what we're looking at today, because we're not expecting widespread severe weather, but we are thinking that some of the showers and thunderstorms that develop today could contain some hail with them. And here's the ingredients. We have the cold air aloft up there around where the clouds are located at. The temperatures are very chilly, and then we have a disturbance coming in, and that's going to work with whatever available moisture there is to help lift that air into very cold air above the ground, and as a result, there could be a few isolated thunderstorms today with some hail. We're talking about cities like Cleveland, Columbus, Ohio, and maybe even as far south as places like Cincinnati and Louisville, Kentucky. And you can see that disturbance rotating its way through the Midwest already today. And again, we're not thinking all-day rain, not a complete washout. The sun may actually pop out from time to time, but don't be fooled though, because thunderstorms could develop at just about any point, especially during the afternoon and evening hours. On the surface, this is what it looks like, a weak frontal system swinging through with an area of low pressure. And notice on the radar, we've had rain around Detroit. Here's the wet weather that was swinging its way through Cleveland earlier this morning. But notice as you head farther west, more of the speckly nature to some of the rain shower activity lifts that air into very cold low pressure. And notice on the radar, you've had rain around Detroit. Here's the wet weather that would lift that air into very cold low pressure. And notice on the radar, you've had rain around. Let's head off to the upper Midwest and talk about what we're looking at today, because we're not expecting widespread severe weather, but we are thinking that some of the showers and thunderstorms that develop today could continue. Let's go back to the maps and we'll talk about the current situation here. We've got a low pressure wave developing way down here in the southwestern Gulf, and it's going to roll on to the north and east over the next 24 hours and out to sea. And maybe you're not seeing that. Yes, you are seeing that. Whoa, that's a little Christmas tree here for you folks. Maybe Santa's sleigh is kind of interfering with the Weather Channel signal. I wonder if he bumped the satellite. He did. He's flying a little bit too high today. He started out a little early. Anyway, we go to the satellite here as technical difficulties continue. And we look at the rainfall here heading on the coast. They did have a little snow in Mobile for about 10 minutes. Sleet or snow. You know the temperatures are above freezing. There may be some. We shouldn't see too many travel problems with that today. But tonight, if it does come down at a fast rate, slick spots, especially in southern Georgia here, right along sleet or snow. You know the temperatures are above freezing. There may be some slick spots, especially in southern Georgia here, right along the border. All right. I gotta concentrate here. Can we get rid of this thing or what? All right. Let's go back and talk a little bit about what's going on out there on Christmas Eve. For the rest of the nation up to the north, we talked about the snow, and that should continue over the Great Lakes. Now, there's one band of snow right now working its way to central New York, and here's that one band in through here. Right now, the heavies continue over the Great Lakes. Now, there's one band of snow right now working its way to central New York, and here's that one band in through here. Right now, the heavies continue over the Great Lakes. Now, there's one band of snow right now working its way to central New York, and here's that one band in through here. Right now, the heavies continue over the Great Lakes. Now, there's one band of snow right now working its way to central New York, and here's that one band in through here. Right now, the heavy central New York, and here's that one band in through here. Right now, the heavy central New York, and here's that one band in through here. Right now, the heavy very well-defined warm front. Very warm, moist air to the south and west of this is flowing up and over some cooler, slightly drier air near the surface. As that air, warmer air rises up over the cooler air, the moisture that condenses. We're seeing a fair amount of rain. We're watching for more thunderstorms to start firing up here right along the warm front as we go through the next hours into the evening. The severe weather threat we've got painted on the map through midnight includes places like Chicago, St. Louis, Indianapolis, heading down toward Evansville, Indiana, and then on up toward Madison and Milwaukee, just about as far west as Des Moines, and then right down through western. So we'll close this in a little bit. Chicago. Still some showers in your neighborhood right now, but the heavier rain appears to have moved over into Indiana. As we drop down a little farther to the south, we notice it's getting very close to Indianapolis now. So if you're having a cookout.
It's 30 minutes past the hour. We're glad you joined us. I'm Lisa Spencer along with Dave Schwartz. We're going to step back in history a little bit and see what has been going on with our weather. Certainly some unusual weather across the south. Beginning early on Saturday morning, the snow began across northern portions of Texas, trying to ride on over into parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, over to Alabama, into Georgia. Dumping almost a foot of snow in some of these locations. Look at the totals. Atlanta, Georgia, an astonishing 5 inches of snow. Folks were throwing snowballs and making snowmen and having a great time. Even over in Myrtle Beach, picking up an inch of snow. Now that's where you normally do a little bit of sunning and surfing, but they were out there making the snowmen today and strolling along the snow-covered beach. Pretty amazing. This is a shot along Ocean Boulevard, and that was before the snow turned over to rain. Of course, things have changed since earlier today, but they did pick up an inch of snow, and that is more snow than New York City has had this year. Would you like to get things back to normal there? Well, Monday will be a little bit closer to normal, warming up and drier conditions through that area. A lot of our moisture has pushed further on to the south. You can see some of that is still hanging across parts of Florida. We're seeing a little bit of shower activity up and around Charleston, South Carolina, Beaufort, South Carolina. We're still getting some rain.
Happening right now across the nation. First,
A quick look at what's happening from way up above the satellite view of this big eastern storm. See the clouds moving rapidly out to sea. Now, one interesting thing to point out here, if you were in Jacksonville, Florida, about 7 o'clock this morning, some heavy
thunderstorms. You can check it out as we move across Cedar Key and eventually towards Jacksonville. There it goes across the northern part of Florida. Now out to sea, some much weaker ones coming down across the Florida Peninsula. The snow clouds back up to the north here. Southern Virginia right now, the area being hardest to.
we can see that on
National Digital Radar, among other
things, and we'll check out National Digital
radar showing us where the precipitation is out west. Some patchy rains now, western Texas, Amarillo down to Lubbock. Later on, that'll be snow. Light
snow, Oklahoma City to Wichita.
nothing real heavy. There's the
Heavy massive snow occurring in the east
in the middle Atlantic states and southern Virginia.
mostly
The Southland being ravaged this evening.
up in the northeast, still very, very
Cold high pressure, a little moderation today, a little bit better, but not too much. Back to the west, some rain falling around Medford and Oregon, also Salem and Eugene raining, and Portland raining too. And we have some snow back in the mountains, Las Vegas, New Mexico, turning to rain.
Войти в реорганизованное правительство России. В своем заявлении, фактически заявлении об отставке, направленном на имя президента Ельцина, Гайдар указал на то, что в последнее время все чаще принимает решения, в подготовке которых он не участвовал, и с которыми выражал категорическое несогласие. В качестве примера Гайдар привел подписание межбанковского соглашения об объединении денежных систем России и Белоруссии, которые, по мнению Гайдара, приносят благосостояние россиян в жертву политической конъюнктуре. И такой пример решения о строительстве нового здания парламента ориентировочной стоимостью $500 миллиарда, против которого он также решительно возражал. Егор Гайдар мотивировал свой отказ от предложенного ему поста первого вице-премьера России невозможностью быть одновременно и в правительстве, и в оппозиции к нему. Сразу же после обнародования своего заявления Егор Гайдар дал интервью программе «Итоги» в своем новом рабочем